Hello, everybody. Welcome to the second edition of the Donny Ariel Chess Podcast, where we chronicle my journey to become a chess grandmaster. Since recording the first episode, I've entered an international tournament that plays one game a week, and I was victorious in the first round. However, before we get to that game, it is time for everybody's favorite segment, the Wall of Haters, where we take a look at all my detractors, all the haters, all the people who tell me that I can't become a grandmaster, that I'm shit, that I'm not going to improve, that there's rating deflation, that I'm gonna lose. Not only am I not going to become a grandmaster, okay? These people are telling me I'm going to lose rating points every single game I play for years to come. Well, again, we'll see. I've played one game so far. I won that game very easily. Okay, I guess we're going to see. Maybe the competition will get harder. The first hater can only be described as a super special hater, one of the world's premier grandmasters, an opening wizard, many times second to Magnus Carlsen, co-founder of Chess24. The list could go on and on. German grandmaster Jan Gustafsson. He has told me directly and in no uncertain terms, you will never be a grandmaster. Before telling me how wonderful it is to be a grandmaster. He said, you will not be a chess grandmaster. So, it stings a little bit because he is a grandmaster. And this is, of course, particularly vexing because unlike our previous haters, he is a grandmaster. So he's telling me, unlike Ben, who seems to have resigned himself to just losing rating points and being old, Jan is telling me I can't do something that he has, in fact, himself done. Now, does Jan have certain advantages over me? Does he remember every move for move in the opening? Yes. Okay, I'm not going to remember everything in the opening move for move. But, it also helps to fight a little bit and not, look for ways to repeat the moves every opening. I know that he's doing that in a very classy way. Okay, this is what you do when you're a very classy grandmaster. I'm just saying that when we play, hopefully our paths will cross. I'm not going to be looking for those type of opportunities. We play to win here on the streets of New York City. Okay. Next up, one of the absolute premier chess teachers in the United States, star of the documentary about her coaching, Brooklyn Castle, Elizabeth Spiegel. Elizabeth has been, in fact, a longtime hater, has told me many times I can't get better at chess. I don't know what to say. I mean, I don't know what's wrong with these people. You would think that chess teachers like Ben Johnson and Elizabeth especially would try to inculcate in the youth the idea that if you work hard at something, you can improve. Right? The most amazing thing about this is that unlike basically in every other context where if you work hard, people say you can get better, everyone is convinced that nobody over 40 years old can improve at chess. I mean, I don't know what to say. Korchnoi was at his peak in his 50s. I mean, Smyslov played the candidates final against an ascendant Garry Kasparov. That was the only person that could beat him when he was 63 years old. So I don't think 46 is really a problem. I have a more inspiring message for the youth who I hope are inspired by the sport to make the most of themselves. And that is that if you work hard, you can achieve things, okay? There is the crucible of work, and on that crucible, we grind the stone of victory, or however you want to put it. Okay, let's see our game. This is my first tournament game, in my first tournament in many years. I'm playing a 1900 player, and I'm not going to pretend that it's like some kind of brilliant game or anything, but I did win pretty smoothly, I think. So I guess let's just look at it, see how it goes. Okay, so it's a Rui Lopez. White played this move. Probably not the best. I mean, he should just go for d4, which is normal. Black should play c5 to stop d4, but whatever. It doesn't really matter yet, right? I mean, in the opening, there's a lot of things that could happen, and it's not that critical yet. Okay, so here I attacked White's e-pawn. I thought I was doing pretty decently, at least as a practical matter. I was happy now that the dark squares are a little bit weak, and I played bishop h4. Also, White's has taken a lot of time to get to this position already, which is definitely good news for me. And here I decided that I need to go forward, right? I have to win this game, so I don't want to just sit tight, although you can certainly sit tight against a low-rated player and see if they self-destruct. I decided to play f5. Definitely White is a little bit better, but he does have to deal with some problems. So I'm attacking e4. Here he played knight c6. I took it, takes, and here he made his first mistake. He should just play pawn takes pawn. White's a little bit better. my king is not super safe. I mean, you could analyze this position very carefully, but it's a little better for white, but the game's not over. My bishop's going to come back to f6. Okay. He didn't take back on e4. He took my knight. Now, the thing about this, I was kind of hoping for this variation is maybe a little strong, but I was comfortable with it, is that here it feels like white is a little bit worse, right? I mean, he can't take on d4. I take back. This pawn's under attack, and I'm coming into d2. Obviously nothing major. The computer says it's equal. Here he played check. I moved my king. He attacked me. I played check. Okay, so here I felt like I'm definitely going to win this game because I'm up a lot on the clock, and I have a plan. I'm going to try to make a battery with my queen and bishop, and I'm going to try to checkmate him. This is not very subtle strategy, but it may be good enough, and actually it turned out it was. White played rook b1 to protect this b pawn. I played queen f6, now getting ready for bishop e5. White played what I thought was the only move, queen c2. The computer suggests an absolutely insane defense, which no human being would ever play in a million years, which is to go here with the plan that after bishop e5, he's going to give up this pawn and then play this. Nobody's going to do that. That's just like the computer thinks that position is slightly better than the one that he would have gotten in the game. Well, okay, so here I'm threatening bishop e5. Nobody's going to play that crazy variation I just showed. He played queen c2. And the obvious point is after bishop e5, white can play g4, and the queen communicates with the h2 square. So here actually is an interesting moment. Black should play c4 and c3, and that improves the position quite a bit because you have a passed pawn in c3, and it's just increasing the pressure in a way that matters long term. I did not really want to do anything committal. I mean, I did see that if I played c4, he couldn't take it because of checkmate. But I didn't really analyze it too carefully. I figured just make some moves, try to get him down lower on the clock and take it from there. So I played rook e6. He played rook d1. I could have played rook h6 in this position. I guess I'll just show one variation, which is if rook h6, queen g2. If I played rook h4 here with the idea of queen h6, white has bishop f5. To be clear, I definitely did not see this in the game. But the idea is if queen h6, white can play g5, and then there's a defense of this pawn. So what happened basically is I didn't know what to do, right? I want to make a move because I want to keep the pressure on time-wise, and all I'm checking for variation-wise is there's no way for me to quickly lose my advantage where he can force me to trade queens or something like that without giving something up. So I played rook f8, he played b3, trying to get his pawn out of my attack of my bishop. And now I played rook h6, obviously trying to take this pawn, queen g2, rook h4, and now I thought I was just totally winning. Okay, now maybe as a practical matter I am, because way higher rated, my opponent doesn't have a lot of time, I'm making some threats, I'm very likely to have some cheapos, and I'm not under any pressure. But it turns out that if white were to just play rook d5, that my position is not super stable, right? This bishop is not protected on e5, and I just don't have enough in the position to keep it going, to go forward. In fact, what the computer says is move your rook back to h6. Just admit that this was kind of a dumb idea. Let's just make sure we understand why, right? Let's say I'd go for the all-out attack. I'm threatening to take on h3. Okay, he takes here. I take it with check. He moves his king. Let's say I want to keep attacking. I play queen h4 with the threat of rook g3. He could just play rook h5, right? And that's it. Game over. White wins, right? What else could I do? Well, in this position, I could try to play rook e8, defending my bishop. Let's say he plays rook d1. I go for the same idea, right? Well, now he can take here because I can't take on e5 whether I throw in this first or not, because if I take here, then it's checkmate. So actually, according to the computer, the position is basically equal. But I don't think it's really fair to describe it as equal in a game between humans, especially where one has more time. I mean, it's going to be very difficult for white not to lose this game unless he plays extremely well. I think most humans would feel more under attack if they were white than as black, but let me not, wax too much about this game when it's basically the guy falls for what's more or less a cheapo. He plays rook d7, I play queen h6, and now there's no defense because the bishop is not being molested on the square. So he played f4, but here it's too late already. So I took on h3, he moved his king. There's many ways to win. I played bishop d4 check, he had to take it. It doesn't really matter too much here. And after these moves, my opponent resigns. It looks like I'm going to take the bishop, but in any case, I'm winning. Thank you so much. I'm not above begging you to like and subscribe, so please do that, and I will see you next time.